Hello, sweet, powerful, amazing, wonderful, blessed, divinely inspired children of God, love-natured beings, beings who love because it feels good to love, right? I mean, it feels good to love. I mean, that's the reality of it all, right? And when we actually realize that it feels really good to love, right? We want to get into loving more things and loving more people and loving ourselves and loving God and loving creation because it feels really good to love. And that's what we are here about, right? That's why we show up. We show up in life to create, to share love, to share our stories so that we can all grow and become these evolved, beautiful, divine beings, which is what we really are in nature, right? And so when we get into that space, we get into that awakening. And a lot of times we get caught up in this idea, oh, I have to make money, I have to be successful. Well, yeah, you can make money and be successful, but don't make money, don't do spiritual things just to make money. Like don't be spiritual, right? Because a lot of people, they look towards spirituality to gain something instead of to evolve, right? Which is the key element, is to be a spiritual being, which means a spiritual being means a person who chooses to evolve. So we can get very clear about that, because a lot of times people think spirituality is yoga, or it's their green smoothie, or it's their ayahuasca ceremony, or it's them going to church or going to synagogue or going to mosque or going to any of these things. And it's not about that. It's about building a relationship with the source, with God, right? And you can only build that relationship through authenticity. You cannot build that relationship through some kind of falsified idea that you're generating based on this idea of what you think spirituality means, because spirituality doesn't mean any of those things that you see in the world. I don't care how many health and wellness magazines you read or how many spiritual things that you've seen out there. Spirituality means one thing, and it means to evolve. And that's it. It's the evolutionary process. That's what it's about, right? And so when you want to make money, you don't want to make money because you want to like be secure. You want to make money so you can enjoy your life. And when you show spirit that you really want to do things because you want to enjoy things and you want to have fun and you want to be a kid again, then spirit's going to come on in and like make it possible for you, right? But if you go in there with like, I need to make money so that other people can see that I made it or that I'm this powerful person and whatnot, spirit's not going to support that energy, because that energy is not coming from authenticity. That energy is not coming in from you being a playful person. That energy is not coming in from this joyous, buoyancy, right? It's not coming in from that. I just got out of sessions, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean my energies even more because I can feel some things. Good. So when we get into that awareness, when we get into the awareness that spirituality means to evolve, we stop putting this kind of like very weird matrix way of speaking, right? Which is, I'm working on myself. I can't tell you how many times I hear people say that to me. I'm working on myself. Why are you working on yourself? You're not a work in progress. This is not about working on yourself. This is about evolving, right? And if someone can't see that that's what it's about, and they're creating it as some matrix idea of work, because when you have this idea, I'm working on myself, then you have this idea with spirit, which is like, okay, I did all this work, I did this seminar, I took Durek's thing, I did this, I did that. So when am I getting all the good stuff in life? And that's not how it works, because you're still out of alignment with your integrity, and you're still out of alignment with your authenticity. Authenticity means that you're doing it to evolve, right? And you want to evolve because as you evolve, then you create new energies, new intentions, new dreams, new values, new energies for the planet, and not just for yourself, but for everyone around you, right? The more I take time to evolve, like yesterday, I had a really good cry, was releasing a lot of stuff out of my system. I'm going through my own healing processes as well. And I can share these things with you because a lot of, times spiritual people only want to talk at you, but I'm not. I'm also in this with you. So always remember that I'm not up here, I'm with you here in heart and soul, right? So I was going through my own processes, the sadness that I had inside around certain family members, how much I love them and how it's unfortunate that the way that they're behaving and acting and so forth, how I had to let it go. But sometimes your human side catches up and it's like, oh, that doesn't feel good, and so you got to process that energy. So I have an amazing wife and she's brilliant, and she like opened her arms and was like, come cry. And I cried in her arms. And let me tell you, there's nothing better, men, than crying in your woman's arms. For one, okay, I grew up in a very strong, kind of like machismo type family where it was very much like you have to be a man, you can't cry, you can't show emotions, you can't do any of these things, right? And so I kind of developed as I was growing up this attitude of men don't cry, men have to be hard, they have to be strong, and that's how I was. And then I softened myself in my training as a shaman, and also my other lessons in, of course, studying, religion and studying all these different things. I started to soften. The more I got closer to understanding God's love, I started softening. But sometimes it's so powerful when you have a woman who can just let you cry like a wailing baby in her arms, and you just feel her love. Ugh, the love that's so enriching, and it's just so wonderful to be able to have someone who can hold that space for you. And men, you got to hold that space for your women as well too. Like when she needs to cry, I'll just hold her and like don't let her go, and just let her get it all out. And like whatever she needs to get out, it needs to come out. It doesn't matter. When we can do that for people and like really hold space for each other, oh my God, we're going to evolve so much. Like you're talking high level evolution, baby, high level evolution, right? Because you deserve to have that. And if you don't have that, like if you're in a relationship where you can't cry in your partner's arm or vice versa, I'm sorry, I love you, and I'm going to say this from the core of my heart. And because I love you, that's not a relationship. That's not the right relationship for you. Especially if you're a lit leader of legacy, because we're going to be doing a lot of crying and a lot of shifting and a lot of lifting, right? There's a lot of interesting things that are showing up on the planet that we have come to transmute. So you have to make sure that whoever you are with, that you do that for them and they do that for you, like point blank. And if that person cannot reach those levels of affection and connection and like realness with you, that is not the person you want to be in relationship with, because that means they're not coming down to a child level, a soul level. That's the child, right? The inner child is the soul. They're not coming down to a soul level with you, because they're only wanting to be up here in the mind. And that's not going to make you feel like you can really be vulnerable with them. You need to be able to be vulnerable with your mate. And I stress that. I don't care how long you've been in a relationship with someone. I don't care if you're married to that person. You need to sit them down and be like, how come I can't cry in your arms? How come you're not there to give me affection? If that person isn't giving you affection and holding you and connecting with you, and they're just in a room with you and they're watching TV or, doing something else, and they're not really being present with you, that's a relationship. Actually, let's change that. That's not even a relationship. That's some kind of companionship. That's some kind of like, I'm hanging out with you kind of thing, but I'm not really existing and creating with you and evolving with you. And that's the kind of stuff that you need to just get out of quickly. And I know that you don't want to be alone, but it's better for you to be alone and be with God and be with spirit and be with yourself than be in a situation, that is not a relationship and it's just a companionship. Anyone can get a companionship. You can just go on and say, hey, I'm looking for a companion. They spend time watching movies with me, or spend time, going to the gym with me and doing stuff. You can have companion friends who do things like that with you. But to have a true relationship, one where you can be vulnerable and be able to share the places inside of you that need to have that place of being held, that's what you call in. That's what you call in. I'm telling you. I can't tell you how good it feels when I cry in my wife's arms. And I cry and I wail like a baby, and she just holds me and caresses me and doesn't try to fix me, just lets me get it out. And I do the same for her. And when you have that type of relationship, you are going to experience a love that God is going to pour into both of you, because that's what God does. God pours all that love through you and to them. It's like warm, and it feels so good. And I even said to her, I said, I mean, is it okay if I love you this much? And she was like, yes. I'm like, it's okay to love someone that much. It is. And you got to have that experience before you leave this planet. So if you're in any kind of relationship that's not offering that level of highness, if you're in any kind of relationship that's not giving you that kind of comfort and that kind of love, you better get out soon. I know you might have kids. You might have to sit with your kids and be honest with them and say, look, I love you. Mommy loves you. Daddy loves you, but I'm not fulfilled. I'm not happy. And I want to teach you a lesson. And that when you're not happy, you don't settle for less. You got to show your kids. I hear sometimes women will come to me and say, I've been in this relationship. We haven't had any kind of connection or any intimacy or any affection for almost 10 years. 10 years? But I stay because of the kids. Really? And what kind of lesson are you teaching these kids? So you mean to tell me you're teaching these children that it's okay to settle for less? That it's okay not to be loved up? Because that's called loyalty? Oh no. Mm-mm. 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 I'm sorry. You see, that's when you start calling in mental health. That's where the mental health needs to come in, because that's when something's seriously off. It is not okay. Yep, I know some of you on there who have been in that kind of relationship. Trust me, it is not okay. And it's not okay for anyone that you're with who calls you a name. If you are with someone who has the nerve to say a curse word to you, not with a curse, you can say curse words all day. I mean, I say curse words, it's no big deal. It's like sometimes kind of cool. I can have a little sailor mouth curse words, right? No, I'm talking about where they call you a name or they put you down or they try to take your dreams and lower it. There is no coming back from that. I don't care if they buy you a dozen roses. I don't care if they sit there and tell you that they're going to do better and so forth. They better be sitting and getting help. And you don't even get in that relationship until the help has been given and the help has been received. I'm going to say it again. Let the help be given and the help be received, because ain't nobody have the right. Nobody have the right to talk to you in any way other than love. Nobody has the right. If God would never say those things to you, God would never, then you better not hear it from anyone else's mouth. Because if someone has the audacity to call you a name, to speak, to gossip about you, to speak about you in some way that is not putting the highest light on you. Look, don't get me wrong. I've had lunches with friends who will talk about other friends, about what they're doing and how they're this and how that. But when I listen to them, I sit there, I look at them, I go, okay, now let's pray for them. Let's do some affirmations for them. Let's call the spirits in that can support them to come out of that nonsense. But we are not gonna sit here for lunch and have my salad go bad because you want to sit here and spew all the negativities about this person. If that is who you are and is that how you operate, you ain't in my posse crew. You are not in my leader of legacy Liddy committee. You are not in the Liddy committee, because Liddy committee people don't have time for that. If someone is going to gossip about something, we're going to pray for you. We're going to call in spirits for you. We're going to speak anointings over your head. We are going to hold court at the highest level. Okay, we're going to have ceremony. We're going to light some candles. We're going to put your picture up in there and we're going to be dancing until things change. Yes. That's how the Liddy committee does it. That's how we do it. That's how people who are light beings, light leaders do it. That's how we do it. We do not sit there. One person came to me and said, oh, this person said all this kind of stuff about you and da-da-da-da. And I said, and what did you do? They said, well, I didn't do anything. I just listened. I said, okay, because you have no loyalty. They said, well, of course, Shaman Durek, I do have loyalty. I'm very loyal to you. I said, no, but you're not, you see? Because if you were listening to someone talking about my name, which means that you were letting your ears be polluted by nonsense. That means that you were not holding the light, because when darkness comes, the light shall shine. Darkness comes, shine the light. You get a light, shine the light. Okay? Because why? Because you sat and listened to that nonsense and you did not speak high levels about me. Even if you believed a little bit of what they said, you should say, you know what? I'm sorry this happened to you and this is how you feel. We're going to pray for him right now. We're going to call spirits in for his life because he can be a better person. Life can change for him. Good things can happen for him. You know what I'm saying? Or you defend me and you say, you know what? I'm sorry, Shaman Durek isn't here. And because he's not here, I'm going to stand in the presence of God. You are not speaking love. You are not speaking light. Why are you speaking filth out of your mouth? Filth out of your mouth. You are dirtying up the place. When I listen to people go, nyah, 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 I'm like, you are messing up my landscape. You are dirtying up the place. There is no need for that nonsense. Gossiping, spreading rumors, telling people, talking bad about people. If you have time to talk bad about people, then you have lots of time to be doing other great things in the world. And if you are here to not bring solution, but bring pollution, then step out of the way to Filth City, because nobody wants you in the Liddy Committee City, because in the Liddy Committee City, we keep it lit and we're making changes and we're creating new energies and we're lifting the veil of disillusionment. And that's how we roll, you see? That's how we roll. We do not roll in filth coming out of people's mouth. Filth, filth, filth coming out of people's mouth. We send you to Filth City, where all the people in Filth City are piled up in garbage of a bunch of nonsense and just wasting their lives away, not even putting time on that which could be amazing for them. But they choose to go to Filth City and then use that as an excuse of why they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Because if someone has enough time to talk about you, and someone has enough time to say horrible things to you, that's because they're not doing anything good in their life. So what you need to do is just simply bow to them. Bow. I see where you are in your evolution. I love you, but this no longer can be. And then you say, bye, Felicia. Bye. See you later. It's been fun. It's been nice. But I have to give you the ice. I have to say goodbye to you, Felicia. No more of your craziness. No more of your drama. I have to say goodbye, Felicia, because no one wants to sit here and listen to this nonsense. No one wants to be polluted with your filthy mouth. I don't want to hear it anymore. So goodbye, Felicia. Goodbye, Felicia. It was nice having you, but it wasn't, and it really isn't anymore. I'm just going to show you to the door and walk you outside and say it's time to say bye, bye, bye. It's goodbye, Felicia. Goodbye. And that's what you do, you see? And you might even have to sing just like me. You have to sing a little song and say goodbye, Felicia. You might have to do a little dance, you know? I've had some people in my life who were so pollution. They could never stop being negative, right? Oh my goodness, the day that they got out of my life, I literally jumped up and down. I went and got myself a cupcake. I threw a little party for myself. It was like a little party for me, you know, a little party, like a little cupcake for me, a little private moment for me of like freedom from the drama. If you have anyone in your life who's creating drama that's not coming from love, that is gossiping, that is constantly speaking bad about people, you have to ask yourself, what dark realm is this person sitting in to have this much nonsense coming out of their mouth? Why aren't they focusing on creating more love in this world? Why aren't they helping people in other countries that could use support, like building something? You know, there's a lot of people in countries where you can join and go and do and help people build houses. And, you know, there's a lot of things you can do. You can go volunteer yourself if you have so much time on your hands. You know, you can go help children who are in abused homes or in foster care. And, you know, you can do a lot of things in this world when you have a lot of extra time. There's no reason for someone sitting there feeling miserable for themselves, right? There's no reason for someone sitting there spewing out a bunch of filth out of their mouth. It makes no sense. That's why I have no time for those people, because those people are unproductive people, and unproductive people create unproductive problems. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And that's why you cannot be in a relationship, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't care. I have a friend and he has a boyfriend, this guy. And his boyfriend always complains about everything. And then he wonders why he's exhausted, and he wonders why he has money problems, and he wonders why he has a thing. So I said, you know what you need to do? You need to break up with your boyfriend, okay? He's like, but it's so hard to find good guys in the gay community. I'm like, no, I'm sorry to tell you, babes, but this thing that you have going on here, I'm sure you can find a spiritual man that's out there, because this person, and when I say spiritual, I mean person who chooses to evolve, because this person is unproductive energy. Unproductive. All the complaining is draining. I don't know if you read my book, Spirit Hacking. We should. Complaining is draining. I can't tell you. I used to listen to my dad complain like it was like no tomorrow. It was like complain, 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 complain. And one day I said to my dad, I said, Dad, can I ask you a question? What is all this complaining actually doing for you? Does it make you feel empowered? Does it make you feel like you can finally get the things you're stressed out about? Like, what is it doing for you? Because all it's doing is draining everyone's energy around you. And he had to think about it for a while. And I literally said to him, he's like, I didn't realize I was complaining that much. I'm like, yeah, but you are. You know, you are complaining a lot. You complain all the time. You don't find any solutions. All you do is complain. And complaining is draining. You're draining the life force out of everyone around you. It's not fair for us to be affected by your emotional inability to recognize what you're doing with your energy that God has given you. I mean, seriously, right? Finally, he stopped complaining. And when he would catch himself complaining, and he would start complaining, I'd be like, oh, you're complaining again. And then he'd be like, okay, fine. And then he would stop. But you know, sometimes our parents, the people we love, the people we're supposed to be looking up to, the people who are supposed to be giving us this divine wisdom, which I don't know where that whole thing came from. What they should do in school for little kids is tell them, your parents don't know everything. You're also here to teach them too. Because, you know, I always say that like kids really like are the real elders. Like there's so much knowledge that kids have. Like we need to lighten up sometimes. Parents take things way too personally, and we try to be so good, so perfect that we actually end up messing everything up. We need to step into what does it mean to hold space for my child in the most loving way without actually trying to control them, manipulate them, or barricade them from experiences, right? Because kids are amazing. You know, and I didn't have the best childhood, I'll be honest with you, but I am now. I'm having an amazing childhood now, but I'm an adult, but I still get to be a kid. But I get to be a kid, and I get to be the adult towards that kid, which is great, which is what you can do too, right? African kids are told to be seen and not heard. Exactly. I thought the same thing in my home. It was like, you can't talk unless I told you to talk. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's why I had to be rebellious. They want to call me the black sheep in the family. I want to call myself the life-giving sheep. The life-giving sheep, the sheep that will give you life, because everything else was just blah, blah, blah. It was not even supportive on any level. You are an incredible person. Oh, thank you. That's so kind. And I do receive that. I appreciate you saying that, because there's, you know, it's really nice to be seen. And I appreciate you for saying that. That's very kind. It's not only the Africans, but yeah, exactly. But, you know, it was also, she was just expressing that, but white kids too, all kids. It's not just black, white. And let's get off of the whole black and white thing, can we, for a moment? And can we just focus on being God's children or God's people? Why does it always have to be about this or that? I mean, don't get me wrong. My ancestors went through slavery. And yes, there's a lot of things that I've experienced in life when it comes to racism. Trust me, I know. I married my wife, you can imagine. You know, and a lot of haters out there who want to hate on me because they think they actually know me, but they only know me in their head. But the point I'm making is this, is like, forget it. We're God's people, right? Because one of the things that you have to realize about our system that's out there in the world, it wants to segregate us because we all have powerful information to share with one another. We have such gifts and bountiful spirits, and that's why we're so unique and different. I'm in a Scandinavian country. Okay. And I'm going to give you an example of what I find fascinating. Okay. So there's this whole thing called the Yanta law. Okay. Some kind of made up law that everyone mentally accepts on some level. Not everyone, but a great majority of people. I actually had one guy recently say to me, like, you think you're better than me? I'm not quite sure how you actually pin that energy on the idea you think you're better than someone. when you could never be better than me because the only person I'm competing against is myself. So I don't understand how that have anything to do with you, because you did not grow up in the house that I grew up in. You did not eat the food that I ate when I was a kid. You did not listen to the music that I listened to, which was Metallica and Depeche Mode and Oingo Boingo and Cure and all these other things. But anyway, the point I'm making is this. You did not listen to my music. You did not dance at the parties I danced at. You were not breakdancing when breakdancing was around, when it was like electric boogaloo breakdancing, because, that's the time I came out of. You were not watching my cartoons in the morning, my Snorks and my Smurfs, and dancing around the house. You were not doing those things. Maybe you were, maybe you weren't, but you weren't doing it as me. And the point I'm making is this, is that you can never be better than anyone or compare yourself to anyone, because you are not them. So can we just reroute that energy? This Yantala thing I see when I'm in Scandinavia, here in Norway, everyone is a Yantala. They're hiding themselves, holding themselves back, limiting themselves, being how powerful they are. Do you know how powerful Norwegian people are? Let me just give you a little tidbit. Norwegian people are so smart and so powerful and have such deep spiritual sides, but they're programmed by so much of the religion and so much of the Yantala thing that's not even real, and so much of other people's criticisms and fears of other people's criticisms, that they hold themselves back and limit themselves and don't allow themselves to be who they are, which is so crazy. And that's the reason why I like to be like very loud and boisterous here, because I want people to feel uncomfortable so that they realize that, like, dude, I'm not going to fall into this trap of this nonsense. It's time for an evolution in this country, but let's just take it across the whole world. Any place in your life where you feel that you have to hold yourself back because you're concerned about what other people think, why are you concerned about what other people think? There is no reason to be concerned. Norwegian people are so powerful. There's no reason. I don't care if 20,000 people were saying horrible things about you. Keep going. I don't care if 1,000 people, 10, 20, your family, your members, whoever. Keep going. Yeah, Nordic. It's in Sweden, it's in Norway. I mean, it's everywhere I go in the Nordic countries. Nordic, exactly. Thank you for correcting me, because it's true. And the thing is, what's fascinating about the whole thing is that some people actually follow it. They follow it. What you do every day is that you live you. You do you. That's what I do. I do me. If I didn't do me, I would have never met my wife. She would have never been attracted to me. She'd be like, oh, here's another one. Oh, another person. First of all, you cannot be with someone like Martha unless you have a strong backbone. That's for one. She can't stand weak men. And you have to be someone who's spiritually deep, but also respects women and respects what they have to say, because she runs her house. That's just the way it is. She's the queen, she's the goddess, and you just acknowledge that, and you listen to her wisdom, because she's a Virgo, and Virgos, trust me, are powerful. Secondly, you also realize that in this relationship, you're not here to just be, you're also here to grow together. So you're willing to share information, but you're also not here to fight, because no woman wants to fight with their man. Women have so much knowledge, men. Let me just tell you, take some time in your relationship, if you're with a female, okay, or you have a female friend, and just ask her some serious questions, but tell her don't hold back. Just say, don't hold back. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to put any restraints on you. Just tell me what you really feel. And you know what happens is women will open up the doorway to the goddess energy of infinite knowledge from the divine mother. And all of a sudden, wisdom just comes spilling out. All of a sudden, they're psychic. They have all this intuition. They have all this power. It's like next level. But some women have been beaten down so much in relationships and by their fathers or by their own family members or their mothers and society in general, that they don't speak their truth. And they don't say what they really want to say, because they don't think people are either going to appreciate it or value what they're going to say. Like, I don't make any business decisions unless I talk to my wife, my sister, my nieces. Because why? Because they're powerful women. And as much as I know, which I do know a lot, I still don't know like they know. It's a very interesting thing. And I can see why women were given the choice, when they use that whole story of Adam and Eve and blah, blah. I don't think Eve was this bad person like they tried to make it seem, like Eve ate the apple and gave it to and tricked Adam. I think Eve was smart enough to eat the apple. And I know that may rub some people the wrong way, and that's fine, because I'm here to rub you the wrong way, because I'm here to help you to think outside of your box, right? What if it's the story was manipulated by men? What if the real story was that Eve, with all her geniusness, that's not how I want to say it, geniusness, right? Was just like, well, God said that we could eat everything here, but if we eat this tree, we'll become like gods. And I would really like to be a god. So I'm going to eat this apple. And Adam's like, no, don't eat the apple. Don't eat the apple, because Adam has fear, right? But Eve's like, no, I'm going to eat the apple. And that's why women get to bring life into this world. I mean, who else would be given the gift to bring life into this world? I mean, hello? I mean, right there, that just tells me everything. And I'm so sick of them blaming Eve. I'm like over it. I remember listening to my grandfather, and he would talk about it all the time. Adam and Eve did this, and that's why women are sin, and women are this, and women are that. I can't begin to tell you how many times my grandfather told me that women are vixens, women are this, they're scarlets, they're that, they're this, they're that, they're that, they're that. You almost would have yourself believing that women are the problem for everything, when in truth, they're not. They're actually the blessing. They're the life-giving source to this planet. Without women, we would have no one on this planet. We'd have no life. The feminine energy is constantly creating. It's all a matter of what you put into it energetically, right? So it's the same with men, right? There is the divine masculine, and the divine masculine honors the divine feminine. So I listen to the divine feminine in me, and then I also listen to the divine feminine outside of me. But again, I kid you not, men, and I know you're listening. Trust your girlfriends, trust your wives, your girlfriends, your female friends. Just say to them, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not going to put any restraints on you. Just tell me what you feel all the time, and don't hold back. And you know what will happen? Our world will get better. It really will. Everything will change. Everything will change, because women are about taking care of their community. And that's what we need. And I'm not saying that men can't be men, right? But I think that there's a point where we have to balance the energy of being men and still be masculine, and still be able to go to battle if we need to go to battle to protect that which we love. Because I'm always about protecting my woman and my kids and, and my family. Trust me, people don't want to come up against me, because I'm Scorpio energy times 4. But let's just take it from this point. I'm the most loving, nurturing being, and compassionate on so many levels. So therefore, it takes a lot to get me to that place. But I do have that warrior in me. I have that warrior in me that stands there and waits for the woman to tell me when to go to war to protect our family. But again, like I said, so it doesn't mean taking that away from men, but also men have to realize the power that lies within women and really start rebalancing the scales, because the scales are not balanced completely yet, and they need to become more balanced. They do. They really do. And, and I'm speaking from just my own soul's evolution of being on this planet again. Many times I've been here, and every time I'm back, I see the same thing over and over. And this time I chose to come as a man. And let me tell you, the times when I was a woman, it was not easy for me. So I definitely know. But the thing what I am saying is, when is my birthday? My birthday is 11/17/1974. Yes. And so when we understand that there is this greater energy that needs to surface in order for us to heal, that's the divine feminine. That's where I say you should be able to cry in your woman's arms, and she should be able to cry in yours. That's what I'm saying, that we have to nurture one another instead of constantly look for something wrong with people. What are your thoughts on transgenders? I think transgenders have their place as well in society. Everything God creates is God creates. I don't put restraints on what God creates. But what I will say is that there is a place for every single person, and we need to create places for every single person. Not this person should be here and this person should be here because they look more like this or like that. No, I'm sorry. I don't agree with women who once were men but still have the body and the mind of a man, even though they're taking stuff and then going into um, boxing rings with women. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that, and I will never agree with that. I think that there should be transgender. If you're a transgender and you want to go into boxing, you're going to box another transgender. If you want to go into a track, you're going to box, you're going to ride, you're going to race against someone who is in track, who is also like you, because you're creating a new part of our species. You're creating a new definition of energetic mergence. You cannot just say, because I look like a woman now, I fit into everything that has to do with a woman. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. The universal field of intelligence tells me that that's incorrect. When I look at it from a divine perspective, and I have no judgment, I understand that there are all types of beings that are going to be showing up on our planet at some time in our evolution. And it may be while I'm here or I'm not here. I'm sure there's beings in the galaxy somewhere that have all kinds of different ways of being. What are you going to do? Take another being from another planet that has the super speed and put them into one of our competitions? No, there are places for everyone. And what we need to do is start creating that for each other. Instead of trying to say, well, okay, well, I fit here now because I look like this. No, but your body and your chemistry is not the same as a woman completely. So therefore, you are a new part of the human species. And we celebrate you, we honor you, we love you, we value you. And now we're going to create all of these things to support you. And that's how you do it. And then what we do is we start to realize that we can love beyond these limitations. We can start to love greater than, right? And start loving beyond the ideas that we have. But if we keep trying to put people in the places where they don't belong, you're going to have a lot of angry people on planet Earth, a lot of disgruntled people who are going to have a difficulty with change. They're not going to accept it. And there's going to be this conflict. And why do we want to create conflict instead of creating harmony and peace? And we can only create harmony and peace when we understand how things operate in the spirit world. It's common sense, really. And I don't know why some people think it's not common sense. It's really common sense. If you create another aspect of your species, you need to create space for that species to exist. There has been boxers that have been transgender. There has been. And there's been race people running who are also been transgender. So the point I'm making is we have to value based on value, energy based on energy. We can't keep just writing. I mean, there's people who identify, what was it? Someone told me that they identify as a dog. Okay, that's interesting to me. I find that fascinating. I grew up at a time where you were a man and you were a woman, and it's not about this is what a man is and this is what a woman is, but there are energetic faculties that are running in the spiritual world that connect to a feminine, masculine energy. Now, we all have masculine, feminine inside of us. I do believe that. But like for instance, I'm a composite being. I have 50% man and 50% woman in one body. I'm two spirits that became one, right? And that's where I come from. That's just who I am. But the thing is that I am also not going to change my body to be a woman because I feel the woman inside of me. And that's people's choices if they want to do that. But there has to be an awareness and a balance of energy that we create on the planet for those people. You know, my wife loves the masculine side of me and she loves the feminine side, because the masculine side is strong and there for her and, you know, very holds that space for her, and her masculine side holds space for my feminine side holds space for her masculine. It's a beautiful combination, you know, but some women want just a strong masculine man, and that's your choice. But even then, you have to remember, women, there's still a feminine part of them. So even if they're a masculine man, they still need to acknowledge some of those feminine traits, or they're not going to acknowledge you. They're only going to see you as their feminine woman, their goddess, but they're going to put you in that mindset. And that's not who you are either, because we both have masculine and feminine inside of us, right? So again, like I said, as we evolve on planet Earth, it's important for us to evolve with the understanding of creating what is fair for individuals and people, creating what's fair for people for where they are in their evolution, and creating a space for people to exist. You know, I still trying to learn what you identify as he or she or they or them. I'm still learning all of that because people are adding new things to it. Like I said, I came out of the days where you are who you are, and if you like the man, you like the man. If you like the woman, you like the woman. And I never considered myself like, people will say, oh, you're bisexual because you like men and women. Well, I don't like every man and I don't like every woman. So what does that mean? You know, because again, people always have these ideas about people feel safe when they put you in a box. They feel safe when they put you in a little box and then they know who you are, and then they can go to sleep at night and feel like they can get good night's sleep because they know who you are. But the thing is, they don't know who you are if they're putting you in a box, because God can't be put into a box. That means God's children can't be put in a box. It's common sense. You can't put God's children in a box because we are multiple dimensional beings, just like God is. So we can wake up tomorrow and be like a very different person if we want to, and that's our choice. That's the great thing about life, right? We can't put God in a box. So what makes you think you can put humans in a box? Because they're God's children. So people would say to me, oh, well, you like men, but I don't like every man. I don't see every man and go, oh, yeah, baby, yeah, let's get it on. No, at all. Not at all. I like spiritual energies. I like things that I feel that are sacred or magical or unique. And that's what I get attracted to in men. And that's what I get attracted to in women. So what happens is, I've met people in my life and they're like, try to come on to me, like these guys, you know? And I'm like, no. They were like, but I thought you were gay. I'm like, what made you think that? You put me in a box? You thought you could just say I'm gay because I like men? Did I tell you what kind of man I like? Did I specify that for you? See, again, these are the limitations we place upon ourselves. You can't put me in that. So I call myself soul sexual. I'm a soul sexual being. That means that it's based on the soul. And if I feel there's an energy connection, then that's what I go for. So yes, there's a time I've had a relationship with a man. Everyone likes to write about that all the time. They always say the bisexual man, because we live in such of these interesting boxes that people still need to hold on to make clarification so they can sleep at night. But the thing is that I'm a soul sexual being. So you can put any kind of man in front of me, and it doesn't mean I'm going to be attracted to them or turned on by them at all. And you can put all kinds of women in front of me. And again, I see gorgeous women. I've had many models and gorgeous women try to date me for years. Actresses, famous actresses try to date me. And I said, absolutely not, because I didn't feel their soul was in the right space energetically. When I met Martha, for instance, immediately I felt like, oh my God. This is who I've been waiting for my whole entire life. She's here. She's here. And I felt it. And I know it. And you know how I know? Because all I do is I wake up every day and I think, how can I make this woman happy? And that's what she thinks about with me. And and it's just beautiful. It doesn't even take work. It's not even work. It doesn't even work. It's not work. People think relationships take work. I'm like, when did you get this idea, and where? What book did you read this nonsense from? How did you meet Martha? I met Martha through a blind date. I was living in London at the time, and I had a TV show in Los Angeles at Paramount Pictures called The Doctors. And I was being prepped for my own talk show. And through that prepping of my own talk show, I rented a house in the Hollywood Hills. And I was seeing clients and doing things and, this kind of stuff. And I was visiting, a friend of mine was visiting, her name was Milana Snow. And Milana Snow came over and we were doing spiritual stuff together. And afterwards she was like, oh my God, are you with anyone right now? Are you dating anyone? And I was going into dating this one girl, this Japanese girl, very sweet, very loving, beautiful human being, powerful artist, amazing. But our energies weren't 100% sync because I could see that I wasn't putting all my energy into her. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And before that, I was in a relationship with a guy and it was a very tumultuous relationship. So I was like, yeah, I'm kind of okay with not being in that situation either. I'm happy being with God. That's what I told her. I said, I'm happy being with God. I don't need a woman. I don't need a man. I just need to be with God. And that's what I've been doing. I've been with God for a while now since I've been out of these relationships, and it's been really amazing. And she was like, well, I hear you, but I really feel that God wants me to introduce you to this very special woman. And I was like, why? And she was like, because you and her have so much in common. What I was doing a healing with her, and it was the same feeling I felt when I'm with you. And then after the healing, I kept getting this message, that I need to connect you guys. And I got it with her, and I got it with you. And it keeps coming. And I feel like God is saying, do not hold this back. Like, you have to deliver this message, right? So I was like, okay, all right, I'm open to that. I've been kind of dating this one girl, and it wasn't going so well. We lived together for a little bit. It didn't go so well. We split up. Now we're just really close friends, and she's a lovely person. And I dated a lot of different models and women and so forth, and different men that just, it wasn't the thing for me. It wasn't where I was at energetically. And I've always found it a bit challenging in the, how do I say, in the realm of dating men, not because I'm not attracted to men, because I think men are beautiful souls and created by God, but I don't get the same nurturing and the same affection and love that I get when I'm with women. So it was a thing. And I've always been attracted to both since I was a little kid. So it was never like oh, I have to choose, I have to choose this one and this is the way it is. It wasn't based on that. It was like, I want to choose what God wants me, that's best for me. And that's kind of how I looked at it. And because I've dated so many different types of people, I felt like some people could date me, but then they were starstruck over me. So they always put me into the position of being their shaman, which didn't work for me. I don't like being in relationships where people don't have a mind of their own. That's like the big red flag for me. And I've been in relationships like that where, because I'm Shaman Durek and because I have my own success financially and all this kind of stuff, they rely on me financially. They rely on me for everything. And I don't mind if people rely on me financially, but when you're not putting energy into life and you're just sitting at home, swimming in the pool, having parties and drinks and having people over all the time, and you're not doing anything, and I just come home all the time, and that's what I see. I don't see you doing anything with your life. That doesn't work for me. I like people who have dreams and ambitions and things that they go for. So I dated all those types of people. Dated models who can't even sit at the restaurant with me because as soon as they see someone walk by, they're like, hey, how's it going? And they get up and walk over there. I'm like, we're having dinner right now. Like, why are you jumping up off the table? Like, let them come to us. Like, there was just, and it was always about, do I look good in my pictures? You think I'm going to get this job? And, that was intense, just so you know. And so I've dated a lot of different people. And when she said that to me, I was like, to be honest, I've been through so many relationships and I'm really happy just being with God. That's where I'm happy being. And she's like, well, are you open to it? And I said, okay, I could be open to it. So she basically was like, good, I want to connect you with this person. And I'm not going to tell you much about her because I don't want you to have any preconceived ideas about her. And I was like, that's fine. And she's like, I'm like, so this is going to be like a blind date? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, contact my assistant. Here's my assistant's number. Have them set it up with her, whoever she's with. And, let's go from there. So my assistant calls me up midweek and says, by the way, I just want to give you a heads up. And I was like, okay, what's the heads up? The heads up is that the person that you are going to be seeing is a princess. And I was like, she calls herself princess? That's so weird. Why would she do that? Why did she call herself princess? He goes, no, not from what I found out from her team. She's actually a real princess. I was like, what? Like, princess of what? And she's like, princess of Norway. I was like, yeah, no. She's like, yeah. I was like, no. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. And it's so funny because a lot of people write in the press that I'm like after her money, which is crazy because I have my own, or that I'm dating her because of who she is, which is super crazy because when I first found out what she was, I canceled the date. And she can tell you, I canceled the date. I was like, I am not going to put myself in all that craziness that I've seen with Meghan and Harry and all that nonsense. I see how that went. I am not about to do any of that. And that's what I was honest about. And it was really funny because I just knew in myself that like some part of me was just like, I don't want to deal with all of that. So I canceled it. And I decided to go visit a friend of mine, my friend Dave Asprey. And he has the person who was running his company, my friend Sanina. And I went to go visit Dave at his alpha base in Canada. And Dave was like, so what's new in your life? Whatever, and then Serena's like, oh, Serena's like, oh, I had a vision of you. I said, oh, you had a vision of me. I love to hear what people's visions are of me. So I'm like, yeah, well, what kind of vision? And Dave was like, yeah, what kind of vision did you have about Durek? She said, yeah, I saw him running from something really important. And he was running and running and running. And I just was wondering, like, what are you running from in your life? And I was just like, oh God, why is she asking that question? That's so annoying. I was getting triggered, but not triggered in a bad way, but triggered in like, ugh, And so Dave was like talking to me. He's like, are you running from something? I was like, yeah, I was supposed to meet this girl who claims that they say she's a princess, and she was supposed to meet with me. And I decided to cancel the thing and not meet with her because he's like, why? I said, because that's not the kind that I'm Shaman Durek. I'm not trying to be in that kind of energy. I'm not trying to be dealing with all that craziness. Like, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to serve the people and to be with God and to be here with you and do stuff with the biohacking and all this kind of stuff. I'm not here for any of that other stuff. And they were like, well, I think after this trip, you should go back and see if you can meet with her. And I was like, yeah, okay. And like Dave and her like were very persistent about it. And I was like, okay. And then I went and talked to a friend of mine who was a psychic, and they were like persistent about it too. So I was like, fine, you know what? I told my assistant and I told my manager, who was my niece, and my publicist, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to meet with her, but I'm not going to meet with her and try to dress up and be something that I'm not. I'm going to wear my Ramones t-shirt, my ripped up jeans, my cowboy boots, and a kimono. And that's how I'm going to meet her. I'm going to greet her just as I am. I'm not going to put any kind of airs on or anything like that. So the day comes. Now, mind you, we're only staying in town for a short amount of time because we're doing this project with the Paramount, and then we were going back to London. So I was like, okay, let me meet this woman. So the day comes and my assistant's like, what should we do? Should we have food? Should we do this and this? I said, let's order from Gratitude Cafe, set up the dining room, have her come in, tell her people she only has 2 hours with me, have her come in for food, let's meet, and then I have to get back to work. Or should I say, get back to the things that I love, which is serving the people. And she comes. And they're like, she's here, the car's driving up, and there's some people with her and whatnot. And so I was like, fine. So I go downstairs and I go to the door, and she opens the door, and she's the first person at the door. And she looks into my eyes. I was like mesmerized. I was like, who is this woman? It was like I knew her. And something came out of my mouth where before I even said it, she looked at me. Well, was I nervous? Oh yeah. But not nervous in the way, because I've never been a person who gets starstruck, and I've never been that way because I've been around celebrities a lot in my life because I grew up around them, my family, having these wild parties all the time. So I never was like, oh, there's this person coming. It was more like, I didn't know what this blind date was going to be like, and she comes out of her mouth, the first thing before I can even get a word out of my mouth, she says, I remember you. I remember you, she said. And immediately I had a flashback. I kid you not, even though the press thinks I'm crazy when I say this, and I really don't care what the press has to say, I had a flashback. My flashback, I was taken back to Egypt. I was sitting on a throne holding some scepter, and she was right next to me as a very dark-skinned woman. And she looked over at me and she said, I found you, Amun. And literally, it flashed back through all these different lives until she was standing in front of me. And these words came out of my mouth, and I literally said, yes, we were destined to meet before time. I don't know why I said that. It just came out. It was crazy. And then all of a sudden, we ended up having lunch and great conversations in lunch. And her friend, she brought some friends with her, and they were asking me questions. Like one of her friends, Hege, was asking me questions. Another friend of her was there, and they were giving me pictures to read and do things. And she was checking to see if I really had powers, and all this stuff. And then she was like, wow, you really have spiritual powers. And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. I'm a shaman. Hello. But then I kind of showed off for her after I was doing this healing on her friend. And, I was kind of peacocking for her, which was hilarious. And she thought it was funny. And then we exchanged numbers and became friends, and we stayed friends, and we hung out when I was in London, and we hung out in New York, and we would be on the phone for 4 or 5 hours a day. I couldn't think of anyone but her. And then she was telling me she was in love with me, and I needed to make sure that I was ready to take on whatever that meant, because I needed to soul search and make sure I was with her for the right reasons. I didn't want to just be with her because for the wrong reasons, because I'm the type of person who goes old school. I'm old school. I need to really soul search, because this is a life. Like, when I'm going to be with you, it's for life. It's not, let me just jump in and jump out kind of thing. And plus, you have all this other stuff that goes along with your life that I'm not used to. I'm a shaman. I'm used to showing up, holding space, loving the community, teaching the community about their powers, creating things that help the community grow. And that's what I'm here to do. And I'm here to love God. I don't know about all this other stuff that goes along with you and all your titles and whatever that represents. So I needed some time, and she gave me a good amount of time. It was a long courtship, and the courtship went long. And then finally one day I looked at her and I said, I'm in love with you. And I now have the time to really soul search. I needed to make sure, one, I can handle being a father to 3 kids, that, a bonus dad. I've never been a bonus dad to any kids. I mean, I've dated lots of women with children, and I can tell you that if you have a kid, it's one thing. If you're coming into a relationship with someone who has a kid, it's very challenging, because you don't really know what you're stepping into. So I needed some time to make sure it was the right thing. I wanted to make some time. I was make sure that I'm with her, that I'm really in love with her, because I've dated so many women, and I needed to make sure, because I've been in relationships with women who've had kids, lots of them. And what was really painful for me, and I'm sharing this with you, is that when I dated these women, I became really close with the women and their kids, and we dated for a while. But then when the relationship unraveled, it hurt the children really bad. And it hurt me in my relationship with the kids, because the woman I was dating didn't want me to see her children anymore. That really hurt, because I was with them all the time, going to school, taking them to school, playing baseball with them in the park, doing all of these things. And I can't tell you, I've dated so many women with children, like all the way from high school to who I am, and it was always this really horrible experience. So I was really scared to go into that situation again, and put my heart on the line for someone who had kids. And if that didn't work out, what would it mean for those kids? And what would it mean for me and her? So I said, I can't go in this relationship until I know that I can connect with your kids and put your kids first. Because children to me are children first, right? And I need to make sure that I'm with you for the right reasons, because whatever this stuff is connected to your life, it seems really intense to me, and I need to soul search to make sure that my family's okay. Like, I need to make sure that all these levels are okay for me, and that's what I did. It took me time, and when I did, I fell in love with her, and from that moment, as you know, we're married to this day, and it's been bliss. And a lot of people have a hard time understanding, like, how can you be attracted to men and still love women? I'm not bisexual. I'm a soul sexual being. It's all about the soul and the person I'm with. It's not about you are this or you are that. And I don't know why people keep trying to use that rhetoric, right? Because that's what it is, a bunch of nonsense, on me, and trying to decide how you think I am as a human being, because you don't know who I am until you break bread with me and sit down with me. You can't read about me in the press and think you know who I am. So again, People can think whatever they want in their head, but in truth, the people who actually really know me the most are the people who actually spend time with me, like the tribe, like the lit leaders of legacy, and I think that's important. Or like my friend Kasha here, who's known me for 25 years, like these types of people. Let's check in on Kasha. I want to see what Kasha's up to. Let me get Kasha up on here. Kasha, you better answer. And don't decline me, Kasha. She declines me. How could you decline me, Kasha? Either that or she's just not in a, she's probably lounging out with some really cool people. She doesn't want to go live. That's fine. But the point I'm making is that if you want to know me, you break bread with me. You don't read about me in the press. And I'm really glad that you asked me about how I fell in love with Martha because she's the love of my life and will be the love of my life until my last breath. And yeah, she's amazing. All right. So let's. Oh, she said, I'll tell you in private. Okay, that's fine. Kasha, I hope you're coming to my birthday. Are you going to be in LA? Where are you in the world? Let's see. I want to go live. Let's do some lives. Enough of me talking. Let's do some lives. Let's do some healings.
Hey, I knew it. I knew it. I'm so happy to see you. Oh,
Hello, Power One,
hi.
my darling.
Hi. I want to thank you for all the medicine you helped me so much with your app, with your live. Like because of you, I'm able to help other people too. And yeah, I don't have a lot of time, but I'm so happy. I know that something special happened to me today. And like, thank you so much, Shaman Durek. Like, I'm working with the children at one, but maybe you want to tell me something. I will shut up and listen to you.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. That's powerful. That means a lot. So, you know, so are you on the Lit Vibe meditation app
Yes,
for
I
active?
am,
Are you
for
subscribed
sure.
to Lane?
Yeah, and I'm doing meditation every day.
Isn't it amazing? I did 3 today, and I did the one where it's like opens up your youth vitality gene to release more youthfulness in your collagen and your skin and everything. And I came out of it, and I've just been glowing. My skin has been glowing.
Amazing. Did it? I because maybe there's a problem with my app. I took the full abandonment, but it's like the same meditation, but I'm doing it again and again. And the walking meditation, I love the music and stuff.
Yeah, we add new meditations every week. We add new meditations. And every meditation is a new powerful activation to activate your energy. So I'm so happy you're part of the family. Have you
Yeah.
talked to the community? Have you connected with the community? It's a lot of powerful, resourceful people there.
Not yet, but that's true. I should. I will. I read your book. Like your book helped me. Actually, I wrote you. I don't know if you remember. I was passing through really intense stuff, and for me, it was a little expensive right now to take like uh, one-on-one with you. But I was like, there's a book, there's the app. So I took everything and I really like put my discipline into it, and I saw the change in my life. I'm listening. I'm always listening to your direct, and like I feel like all the gas and stuff. It's crazy. It's amazing, and I'm telling everybody to, yeah, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for honoring me with your beautiful words. Thank you for speaking anointings and truths over my head and to my spirit and my soul. And I honor you. And you know what they say, what you see in another person, when you share the word and the voice of God to another person, that is what you see within yourself. So I am super excited that you see all those beautiful things in you as well.
Mm, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Is there anything I can do for you, or you just wanted to say hi?
I wanted to say hi, but maybe right now I feel, when I think I don't know, I'm hot right now. Ooh. Like the sun came on my face. Like, but yeah, um, I feel there's a lot of changing right now in my life. When you're aligning and there's people living your life, and like space is created, and I'm super like I feel aligned. I'm trusting God, like I'm feeling super connected, but in the same time, it makes me a little afraid. Like I feel, for example, I just came back from Dominican Republic, and I love so much that country, the people. I'm a violinist. I did like a video there, and it became viral. So I was like, oh my God, okay, maybe I have stuff to do there. So I buy a condo, I buy an apartment,
Oh,
like,
I should connect you with someone. I have a really close friend there.
yeah, with pleasure, with like taking everything. But yeah, maybe if you can give me some tips, maybe I don't know, you can channel.
Let's
Thank you so much, everybody. You're so
see what
nice.
the spirits have to help you and support you in your journey. Spirits, what is the thing that you have to say the most to her at this time? Spirit says that right now it's about you coming into a more collective space with your intelligence with other people. It's about you creating where people can come and experience and share and communicate. You have to create groups and you have to create organizations, things where people are coming to together. There is an old energy that you're holding on to, which is, will people really appreciate what I have to offer? And that energy has to go away completely. It's an old energy that you've been holding on to, which kind of makes you sometimes doubt yourself. And it's that belief of, if I put myself out there, will people really respect and appreciate what you have to offer? And it's not about if they will appreciate it. It's about you appreciating it and you understanding the value of what you have to offer. And then those who do will come, and those who don't, you don't want them anyway, right? So it's really good to cycle through that so you have a clear indication about how you want to present yourself, not by holding yourself back because you think that you have to meet some idea or expectation that you think people would want of you. Also, when it comes to relationships, being very clear that you're not going into any forms of martyrism where you feel like you have to fix other
Mm.
people's problems or other people's problems. They said it's not supportive for you to do that, because what it does is it takes you backwards, and then it brings up a lot of your father issues again. So it doesn't allow you to process through it because you're almost through it completely. But every time you jump in and try to clean up other people's emotions for them when that's not your responsibility, it actually sets you back. And so, what we want to see is more of you stepping forward where you don't feel obligated to fix people's problems. And if people come to you and they say, hey, I would love your support, then you tune in first and ask, is this person in alignment to be able to receive my support, or will they just be wasting my time? Because a lot of times in the past, you want to jump in to support people and they were just wasting your time. The other thing Spirit says is being very mindful of your stretching your body, moving your body. Important for you, right? Because your back is holds a lot of tension in your lower back. Spirit says that it's important for you to keep stretching, maybe looking into things like Pilates, yoga, where you get up every morning, you do some stretches. It's going to really help you to condition your mind more. And it's also going to help you when it comes to like how you're processing things through your system. Because you're a fast processor, Spirit needs to make sure that you're very oiled up and stretched. So make sure you're taking your omegas and things so your body is nice and lubricated, so your body can feel comfortable to receive all those downloads. You are a channeler by nature, but you have to let go of control a little bit more than you have. You have to let a little bit more control go. You don't need that spirit with you. You got to let it go, be okay with it, right? And just allow yourself to like just be in the moment. If you hear a voice speaking to you, just ask it, who are you? Where are you coming from? What message do you have for me? You have a very strong connection to nature and the spirits in nature. So make some time, talk to the trees, talk to the beings in nature. They're around you. They have been that way since you were young. So it's important. The other thing that's going to be good for you is to write things out. You need to write things out. You need to see things out in an orderly way. It's important for you to write, because writing helps you process even more, right? And so it's good for you because eventually you are going to be writing things, and you need to come up with ways to keep that energy flowing. So when that time comes, all the juices and all the good stuff that's coming from your being is ready to come out. And it's like, hey, okay, I got this. It's working out. One of the things we need to be mindful of is that there is a spirit that's with you. This spirit keeps bringing up things around your sexual energy. It's around your sexual energy and how you're presenting your sexual energy. And what we want to say to that is not to hold yourself back, but also be mindful who you're sharing your energy with,
Mm.
making sure that people you're sharing your energy with are honoring you in a sacred way, and it's not just because they want to like have you or like have some kind of moment with you. Spirit is saying let go of the judgment, let go of the guilt, let go of the shame, and really step into a new way of understanding your sensuality and your sexuality. Very important for your development as a powerful woman. Also, important for you to be able to go to places where there's lots of water, which you did mention DR, but also other places too. Yes, you have to be around water, you have to be around oceans, you have to be around little towns that are on the water. This is going to open up a lot of power for you and finances for you. It's also going to connect you with the right type of people that are going to open up amazing doors for you. Because, I mean, people are naturally attracted to your energy, but it's about being aware of the people who are attracted to your energy and making sure that their intentions are good intentions and that they're not trying to hold anything over your head. Because people, for some reason, what Spirit is sharing with me is they like to put you into some kind of thing where they feel an expectation of you and make you feel like you have to meet some expectation of theirs, and you're not here to meet people's expectations. And again, this goes back to your martyring that we were talking about earlier. Um, One of the things that's really important is that Spirit is asking for you to build through community. That means creating financial wealth through building community. It means connecting people together, building some idea or concept that supports people to bring them together where they support that idea, and you build that stronger and stronger and build a whole brand behind it. It's important for you to do so because you have a lot to say and you shouldn't hold back what you have to say, my love.
Oh, thank you. You're amazing. Thank you. Uh, I will make, yeah, uh, everything that you say is crazy because it's all the thing. It just confirmed me so much stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody there. Follow your dreams, follow your heart, listen to your intuition, and I'm sure we will speak again. I will write you, you will see it, and yeah, thank you. I can let this space to another person. You're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Love you, darling.
Okay, so bye. Have a wonderful day.
Bisous, bisous.
Bonne journée. Au revoir.
All right. Okay, and we have, let's see, we have Karen who said, pick me, please. So we're going to go ahead with that. Hello, my love.
Hi. Hi, Shaman.
Hi, darling.
I'm so happy that you picked me.
You said it so quickly. I said, I have to.
Yeah, I love your apps. I love your meditations. I do them probably daily. And I love that you and your lovely bride, Martha, are changing the world in such a loving, positive way. I support you guys both and everything that you have gone through. So I just love it. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you for saying that. That means a lot to us. We have gone through quite a bit, but as you know, love always wins. And Martha and I, and we know very clearly who we are and what we're here to do, and that is to bring more love on planet Earth and to remember to remind people of God's love, and really holding space for the awareness of relationships, of women, of honoring the men, the sacredness of men and women, and also the sacredness of love in general,
Yeah.
right? And we're very grateful. Thank you for seeing us so clearly. We appreciate you.
Yeah, you guys are wonderful. Okay, so I actually did a session with you probably 2 years ago, and the last thing that you said to me was, "You are going to be a different person," and I've really excelled tremendously and started a new business. I think the problem that I always have is that self-doubt and trust in myself.
No, the problem you have is that you don't invite God to be a part of your business, to be your business partner.
Well, I do. I do. I talk to God every day, and
No, I'm not
that.
So when you talk to God, what do you ask God for?
To bless him around my business, to be part of my.
That's not what I'm asking. God, I have doubts and fears. Give me a demonstration on to help me release these doubts and fears. I'm slipping into darkness. When you create doubts and fears, your darkness is getting closer to. It means darkness is whispering in your ear through suggestions. Because remember, darkness can't do anything to you. It can only suggest. So when darkness is in your ear telling you things that make you scared or have worry or doubt or any of these things, it's generating those things in you because it's telling you incorrect information. And that's when you go to God. That's when you go to your spirit guides. That's when you go to the angels. You don't go to the angels, it's make everything blah, blah, blah. And God's like, well, what exactly do you want? Because every time I do that, you're not asking me for the problems you have, because the problem you have is within yourself, right? So let's ask Spirit. Spirit, why is she going to doubt and fear? They said it's all the old mother stuff. That's what they said. Why is she holding on to that still? They said because you keep wanting to prove something. When you want to prove something, Spirit says, you're not in alignment yet when you're improving. You don't have to prove anything, baby. You're a child of God.
Yeah.
You don't have to prove anything. Do it because it makes you happy. Do it because it's fun. Do it because it's exciting and it's teaching you, bringing new things to you. Don't do it because you have to prove something to prove someone wrong. Because then you're going to invite darkness in. Because the whole idea of proving something means that you're without. There's some pain that's still there that you feel you have to prove something to meet the pain of that person who made you feel you had to prove something. That means darkness has a walkway right to you. Darkness is like, we're here. We're here. She's still trying to prove it. That means we have access to her. Don't give darkness access.
Okay.
Let's
I
Spirit, what does she need to do to be done with this whole energy of proving and this whole stuff around her mother? You got to get, Spirit says you have to get out of this idea of why. Get out of trying to solve it, figure it out. You don't need to solve other people's emotional stuff.
Yeah.
You're, baby, let me tell you something, okay? I'm going to say this to you
Okay.
because I much. You're a freaking powerhouse, okay? But when you're trying to solve other people's emotions and you're trying to figure it out, it puts you back in victim mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't have any time anymore to be spending time in victim city. Okay? We're evicting you from victim city. That means no more thinking about the past. You need to archive the past. That means done. Done. Archive it. We're done with it.
Yeah. Some of the things that you say about letting go of those people that don't bring you to your higher self or serve you, that's part of it. It's almost like it's my mother.
We know who it is. We just told you.
And yeah, and so I've been keeping my distance. I'm starting to say yes to everything. I just came back from New York City after I got to speak at an expo. So I'm starting to come out. I guess the only thing is that, the lack of, and that's the other thing, the lack of money. And I try really, really hard.
Change your words. It's not, I try really hard. Let's find out from the spirits why. Spirit, why is the issue for her? Mm-hmm. Okay. Spirit says because you still have a belief that you're not worthy of having lots of money. And so you're keeping holding on to energy. Spirit, what is causing the unworthiness of money? Spirit says it's a belief in love. It's an idea of love. You believe that when money is there, you're being loved. So you have this belief that money and love are tied together. And Spirit says that it's not. Love is love. Money is there for resource to give you a life that makes you happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Spirit says greatest way to bring happiness is to create purpose. And creating purpose comes not from the purpose of what my mission is, but purpose comes from play. It comes from being playful, right? How do we discover ourselves as children? We start to play with things and have fun with things, and then we go, ooh, I want to keep doing that. And then it brings us joy. And then, ooh, we want to keep doing that. And then it grows into something big, right? Well,
Yeah.
it's that when you go into lack consciousness, you have to ask yourself, one, why are you going into lack consciousness at all? Why would you think God doesn't love you enough to create financial stability for you?
I think God loves me. I know God loves me.
I'm not saying that you don't think God loves you, but you didn't hear what I said. You're defending and not listening. So let's go back to listening.
Okay.
When people have issues with money, it's because they don't believe that the universe is resourceful for them. They believe they have to do something in order to gain resource. That means on a deeper, real, honest, no nonsense level. I need you to hear this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It means that you believe that God is not resourceful for you. That means that you don't believe that God loves you enough for you to be taken care of, that you would start thinking into worry and fear and doubt, which actually calls in the spirits that take away your money. So my question is, I'm going to find out for myself. I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to ask God. Divine spirits of love, higher divine beings of God's divine love that are held in the field of the illumined truth. What is the reason why she does not believe that God is resourceful for her? Aha. They said because you lost so much. And when you lost so much, you created a belief system that if God really loved you, why did you have to go through all that? Well, let me explain to you why you went through that. Spirit, can you bring up the file on that one, please, from her Akashic Records? And there it is. It's the idea of putting your energy and faith into someone and not trusting in your own intuition and recognizing how powerful you are, that you put your energy into someone who led you astray. So you are being upset with thinking that God had something to do with it. Spirit came to you and told you not to put your energy there, and you did it anyway because you were thinking more of the instant gratification than the long-term fulfillment. Now, are you supposed to be punishing yourself for that? No. Have you been punishing yourself for that? Yes. Do you need to let go of punishment when God would never punish you? Why are you punishing you? Why aren't you using that as an opportunity to be a person who speaks about how to create prosperity is letting go of the shame and the choices that you made by not holding on to those false ideas? You can do that. You know, you have the power to do that. Let's get into that energy right now, okay?
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we gotta shift your energy field. I'm going to shift your energy field to be more receptive to God's love and blessings that God has for you, because you're a little cut off and it's kind of like drip, 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 drip. And we need it to open up bigger so that bigger things fall in your lap. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restructure your energy field for receptive energy for God's blessing. And we're going to do that on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. And now we're going to release any part of your being that resists it and believes that you have to do it all alone on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. Good. There it is. And now we're going to release the lies that you have told yourself in your mind that have been polluting your feminine energy. And we're going to release that on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. And I just love that shift that's happening for you right now. I can see it coming through your system. I can feel the emotions inside of you. We're going to go ahead and release some of those old emotions of how could you have done this to me and how could you have let me down on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. And for those who are watching, of course, if you're doing this, this of course does affect those who are open to receiving it. Yes. And what we're going to do now is we're going to open up your receptive energies to receive more of God's love. And that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. There it is. Good. And we're going to release the energy. I felt so alone. We're going to release that energy on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. And we're really letting go of that energy because the idea of creating any idea of being alone, you shut off your connection to the light immediately. The moment you believe you're alone, you actually send out a frequency that limits the angels, the masters, the beings, the divine spirits who love you unconditionally from being able to pour blessing, love, joy, happiness, healing, and anything else that you want that's good in your life. So we're just really clearing that energy. We just don't have time for that energy. And when people think, oh, I did this all alone, I just want to be like, do you even know what you're doing right now by saying those words in your mind or out of your mouth? And we're just going to go ahead and release some of your resistance and receiving more of God's love on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. Good. And we're going to release more of your fear of the unknown, of stepping more into your power on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. Because even though people want that spiritual stuff, they still have old fears that are tied to religion and different things. They feel guilty and they hold it and they don't stuff it and they think they actually are over it. And it's still actually limiting them from receiving the true love that God has for you. They think it's still stuck in God. You have to meet God's expectation, or you're not going to go to heaven, or you're not going to have good things, or you're going to go to hell. And that all that old stuff just doesn't support humanity. And it also goes against God's true love for all of humanity. So we're just releasing that stuff out. And we're just going to release some more of that fear out of your body on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. We're also going to release the energy of the resistances that you're creating in your upper throat and chest on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. Good. Now that that's coming out, we got that energy releasing. Now we're going to go even deeper into your body. We're going to have more of the spirits actually go in and start releasing that more stuff out of your mouth and throat through 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. And now we're going to go ahead and release the deeper poisons that darkness has been using to keep you in fear of allowing the graces of God to come in and bring in prosperity and happiness and more joy, more things for you to be excited about to create heaven on earth on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. And there's a little bit of resistance in your throat. So we're going to have your throat yawn or swallow or cough on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. I'm just going to put that medicine right there. And there's more fear coming out on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate, releasing more fear. Good. Shaking is starting. That means your nervous system is now rebooting itself. So we're going to go ahead and increase the shaking of releasing more poisons out of your mouth and throat on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. Yep, there it is. It's getting stronger. You're doing great. And now I'm going to have the angels go through your spine and find any places in your spine where you're holding on to old ancestral energies that are getting in your way. On 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, activate. Okay, so your great grandfather on your mother's side. Okay, so we're going to release that energy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, activate. Releasing that energy out of your system.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's a doozy. That one's all about I build something and then they take it from me. I build it and they take it. No one wants that. Nobody wants that energy. Oh my God. You're gonna have that kind of energy going on. That's gonna drive you crazy.
You're so right.
Oh my goodness, that's gotta go. I build it and I take an energy coming out of your mouth and throat through either deep yawn, deep cough, or deep breath on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. Yeah, we can't have that old ancestral energy. Nobody wants that. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know what, I mean, it's one thing to like have to like be a person who had to go through so much and then have it taken away from you, but you can't keep sending that energy through the bloodline. It's ridiculous. It's just not supporting you on any level. So we're just clearing out all that energy and then releasing the fear of will that happen to me on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activating and releasing that fear out of your mouth and throat deeper. And we're going to release even more fear out of your mouth deeper on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Wow. I
And
feel nauseous.
that,
I feel nauseous.
right? Because all that poison that stuff that's been sitting in your spine from your ancestors, when I found that, I was like, oh, no, 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 no.
Okay.
I see people literally go out in life and like build a business and then it all falls apart. And it's all because of the thing that their ancestor did that's sitting in their RNA. It's crazy. You cannot have that. Cannot have that. All right, spirits, and let's bring up the poison in her system and bring up the nausea and pull it out and cough it out or yawn it out of her system or have her take the deepest breath she's ever taken. On 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to add electricity into her stomach to shock her in her core on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And spirit of electricity, go ahead and turn up that energy in her stomach. Find every place where she's hiding energy from God that needs to be brought to the light, that is causing any kind of malfunction in thinking, imbalance, emotions, or energies that are not giving her what she desires in this lifetime, and release it out of her mouth and throat. On 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she's got a little bit of resistance in their team. Let's remove that resistance on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I always find it fascinating how human beings, no matter how much God gives them love or wants to bring prosperity in their life or good things in their life, and they resist the healing. They resist it. They're so used to suffering all in their own energy. They don't realize that it's okay. They're worthy of letting it go. So we're just going to release those resistances. And we're going to release the next level of resistance on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to make this one real powerful, and it's release. Good. There it is. In your neck.
Crack.
Yeah, we can't have all that stiffness inside because energy and your meridians to flow properly. And increasing spirits, we're going to go ahead and shock her stomach with more electricity, finding those places inside where she's trying to hold on, and then releasing them out of her mouth and throat on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Coming out of my spine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ancestral energy. We usually find it in it's mostly in the spine when people have ancestral energy. I've helped a lot of people who have done everything they can and they still can't get ahead. And it's just because it's some ancestral stuff that's really imprinted. You know, that's the reason why I'm really excited about science coming into epigenetics, because the more we start understanding epigenetics, the deeper we're going to understand how things have affected us on an energetic level from our ancestors and how it's been passed down through our entire system. And we're going to be able to start changing the epigenetics of our system. I'm super excited for that. So yeah, really great. It's amazing.
I'm so much lighter.
Yeah.
I'm shaking. Yeah.
Let's check your nervous system, spirits. Go do a run and check on her nervous system with high vibrational frequencies. If her body starts to shake, her nervous system needs to reconstruct. So go ahead and let's do that on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, your nervous system needs a complete reconstruction. Spirits, go ahead and reconstruct her nervous system on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. And just let us know if you start feeling yourself shaking like crazy, because that's just your body rebooting.
Yeah, I'm shaking.
Spirits, go ahead and turn that up, spirits. Spirits, turn it up higher. I want to get as much as I can out of her system in this one session. Can you turn it up a little bit higher, spirits? And turn it up a little bit higher. And turn it up higher. I noticed some stuff in her throat. Let's declog her throat on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Declog her throat, spirits. Good. And spirits, turn up the shaking even more and keep declogging her throat. Spirits, let's use the vibrational tone and frequency of and begin declogging her throat with that vibration on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spirits, let's turn that up a little bit higher. Keep declogging her throat with that vibration.
Wow, the lump's gone out of my throat.
Stronger, spirits. Talking directly to the body, opening up communication with the body on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Communication now open with the body. Body, go ahead and show me and keep declogging the throat. Show me, body. Body, show me more. Use the vibration that the spirit showed you. Pink ladies, of course, if you're gagging, that means your body's clearing out your throat chakra and releasing poisons out of your system. Open up the fear out of her throat on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing fear from. Good. And let's shock her body and her stomach at 10,000. Shock her body at 20,000. Release the poisons out of her mouth and throat. Clear her throat. Shock her body at 30,000. Release the poisons out of her mouth and throat. Clear her throat. Shock her body at 40,000. Release the poisons out of her mouth and throat and clear her throat. Sonia, you said your body's getting hot. That's good. That means you're increasing your thermogenic system and your body's getting deep healing. Shock her body at 40,000 with electricity in her stomach and clear her throat. And stronger spirits. And stronger spirits. Your nose is running. That means you're going through a detox. And stronger, we're going to go ahead and release more fear and more resistance out of her body on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing fear and resistance out of her breath. Hands are burning means that you are opening up your healing powers even more and that you've been denying your gifts. Body feels hot, Salvadorian princess. That means that your body's going through deep healing and you're coughing out poisons and toxins and negative energies out of your body. We call it negative effluvia.
My eyes
taste
are twitching.
Your liver and kidneys are clearing themselves out of heavy metals that are in your body that your body's now releasing. Good. How are you feeling, my love?
I am light. I'm numb and shaky. My eyes are twitching, and it's gone down into my feet, and my lips are a little numb.
Yep, that's fine. That means your body's letting go of control and your body's re-clearing your nervous system out. Yawning means you're letting go of negative energies and other people's energies that you've been holding on to. Cold means that your body's using ice to heal your nervous system and your body. Let's go ahead and activate more energy into her system now on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate higher source of energy. No means your body's going through a spiritual detox. Burping means you're releasing green gas. Chills means that your nervous system and your meridians are opening up and receiving more light. You can't stop yawning means you're releasing other people's energies and negativities, as well as if you're cold, that means your body's using ice to heal you.
I'm cold.
Yeah, and tell me when that gets increased, and tell me when you feel yourself either yawning, coughing, or swallowing a lot, or taking the deepest breaths you've ever taken. A major psychic attack is super easy to break. Get but 4 white candles, put them in east, south, north, and west. Sit in the middle of them, and literally what you want to do is you want to say clear from the east, clear from the south, clear from the west, clear from the north. All energies that want to cause harm or difficulty into my life, reflected into the light, for I am free and cleansed. It's very simple.
Okay.
No, I'm talking to the person who was asking about, not you. Tell me when you feel your body releasing either through deep yawn, deep cough, continuous swallow, or deep breath.
I feel like metal taste in my mouth.
Okay, so that's your liver and your kidneys clearing itself. Someone had said something about a lot of phlegm coming out. That means that you have a lot of inflammation in your body. That means your body's releasing inflammation if you're coughing up phlegm. Tia, from your right eye, that means that you are under a lot of stress and your liver needs to be purified more. Why reacting to this? Because I'm a shaman and I'm using high level frequencies that can be felt across time and space. My body is swaying. That means that you are with the angels and you're tapping into what is called nurturing comfort from the angels. Bones are cracking means you're releasing fire from your body. That means you have a lot of anger that you have been storing up. Your eyes are bobbing, that means that you have things going on in your oh, for bloody hell, spirits. What is the what, bloody heaven? Thank you. What is it? That is it. The yeah, the retina. But there's also in the back of your eye, which is known as the. I'll have it in a second. It'll come to me. Just give me a second. It'll come to me. But basically, what it means is that your eye has a lot of you have a lot of stress in certain parts of your eye, and you're releasing it now. That's why your eyes are doing that. My throat feels like there is something. I didn't get that part. Tell me when you feel more coming out of your body, my love. Cornea. Thank you. The cornea. I don't know why I didn't get that right away. It's not that's not like me with all my stuff in health education. How to cleanse more of your liver. Use burdock tea, wonderful cleanser for your liver. It's a great way to get your liver cleansed. Burdock is good. Yes, it can, but again, anything that's for healing will depend upon you allow the healing and how much you allow God's love to come in. What about crying? If you're crying, that means you're releasing old emotions that your body has been holding on to that it no longer needs. Good. And tell me when that increases your breath, or either your breath, burping, swallowing, coughing. Tell me which one comes up the most. If you don't feel anything, that just means you have fear of the unknown, and the things that just means that I have to open up your energy at some other time where we can make it possible for you to feel these things. No big deal.
My hands are numb and shaking.
Okay, that's good. So that means that you're tapping into more of your power. So we're going to go ahead and increase that on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate, increase. Some people are asking me for certain types of spiritual remedies and things like that, and I can't do that and do healing with someone at the same time. If you want to connect with me, you can always connect with me on the Lit Vibe meditation app and subscribe and become a part of the Lit Tribe where I answer a lot of questions to people. You can also activate your energies with the meditations there to increase your powers and also do the spiritual hacks that are there to make your life easier. Milk thistle is fantastic for the liver as well, but you don't want to do too much of it. You want to do just enough of it. So I go like 3 days on, 3 days off, and then 3 days on again. Burping continuously means that you're releasing green gas. That means darkness has been manipulating you, and green gas has been put into your body, and that's how darkness uses you as a puppet. And so it's good for that stuff that's coming out. Feel so free. That's what we want here. Freedom. Good.
So
And
I
tell
feel a lot of movement down in my pelvic and the lower part of my abdominal.
Good. Let's release some stuff there. Spirit, what's in her lower abdominal and pelvic region? Okay, great. Perfect. What is that associated to? Heartache and pain. Interesting. Why is she holding on to that? Again, keeping herself in the memory of being a victim. Okay, great. We want to release that nonsense. Let's go ahead and release the pelvic region, spirits. We want to do a complete uplift of the pelvic region, clean it out, put new energies in there, and then expand it with light. We're going to do that on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. If the body has to release anything out of the mouth and throat, let's go ahead and release that out on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, activate. If you guys love these activations, these shamanic activations, you can get it at the Lit Vibe Meditation app with the tribe. There's an amazing community there. You can go and listen to the activation meditations and they will activate your energies in like you have no idea. We put up new activations every week. There's so many on there for sleep, for all kinds of issues, health, you name it. So if you go on there, join it. Don't just use the free part because you're not going to get the whole booklet of all the amazing activations. Good. And tell me when you feel that coming out of your mouth and throat. Activating, releasing more fear from your body on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activating, releasing the fear of the unknown or the fear that something bad will happen on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Much better. For those of you, the name of the app is called Lit Vibe Meditation app. It's on Google and on Spotify. I'm sorry, not Spotify. Google and Apple. Why did I say Spotify? It's hilarious. God is amazing. I agree. Good. And tell me how that's feeling for you as that's coming out even more. We're going to activate more of that energy. Oops. Let's do a pin on that.
Okay, I'm hot.
Good. That means going into a deeper healing. We're going to go ahead and accelerate the light of God coming into your body to make you hotter on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opening up fire of God's light. I like to call this radiating love. It's really radiating love. It's beautiful. What I feel when I lay in my wife's arms, radiating love.
It's just flowing into my whole entire body.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Let's open that up even more, and let's open up your mind and your emotions to yearn for more of God's love, to radiate more of that love into your body on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. Dryness in the back of your mouth means that your body has been holding on to a lot of abuse and trauma, and that you're clearing the energies in your throat, which has been affected by it. So it literally means that your body is needing to purify more, and you need more water in your system to purify. So call on the water spirit. Your head is heating up. That means that your mind, which means that's what God is sending the light into your mind. That's why you feel the warmth. It's called radiating light. That's how God sends love into our body. It's beautiful. Good. We're going to go ahead and increase more of God's love into your body so you can feel it even stronger on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're also going to release any fear you have of you're not worthy to receive God's love on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I always find it the most fascinating thing as human beings. So much of God's love with us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The angels, the masters, the guides, all these beautiful beings that want our life to be amazing, want us to be prosperous, have everything. And yet we still resist God's love because we think we didn't earn it, or we're not worth it, that we're punishing ourselves or being mad about, or we could have did this, or we should have did this, and we didn't do this. And that's what we're letting go of. So we're letting go of any energies of where you're hard on yourself or not believing you're worthy of God's love on those levels on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing. Heart hurts, Roxy. That means that you are opening up your heart. It means your heart's been closed down. Thank you for the badge. Thank you for the badge. That's really sweet of you. If you feel cool on your sexual part, Harini, that means that you're using ice to clean out inflammation. Inflammation in the sexual regions can cause all kinds of things from cyst and to call, what you call it, inflamed lymph nodes and all kinds of issues that's inside of the reproductive system or in the sensual areas of the body. Go ahead and open up your ability to receive even more of God's love, and any fear or any restrictions you have on that, we're going to clear those out right now with the help of Angel Michael on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate. Angel Michael, go ahead. Thank you for the badge. That's so sweet of you, Dee. Oh, I love you, darling. A lot of burping, nausea, and throwing up. That means you're releasing green gas, and a lot of old liquid. That means you have a lot of inflammation in your body. It's coming out. A lot of yawning. You're releasing other people's energies that have been affecting you. How do you work with the gods of ice? Can you please send that question to me in the Lit Vibe meditation app? That's a lengthy question, and I am doing healing here, so that's that's going into a lot. Thank you for buying the badge, Danielle. You're such a sweetheart. Oh, God is great. God is good. God is good. God is great. God is good, and God is great. Yay.
Ooh, I feel so light and tingly.
Yay.
I feel so tingly. Yay. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure to serve you, darling. That's why I'm here on the planet, is to serve humanity. Thank you, Jennifer, for buying the badge. I love you. Ashe, Asheo, Asheo, Amala Ashe. Yay. Okay, good. I'm excited. Please let me know how things go. Send me messages. Are you on the Lit Vibe meditation app? Thank you.
I am. And yes, the last time you sent me a voice message when I messaged you on Instagram, I thought, yeah. So, yeah. I stay in touch. I stay in touch with everyone. I love it. Give my love to your beautiful bride and your bonus children. They're beautiful.
I love my bonus children. They're amazing. They're out right now. And my beautiful wife, who's supposed to be coming home right now so we can have dinner. I'm waiting for her.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shaman Durek. I love you so much. This has been a tremendous healing, but also I'm so grateful that I connected to you 2.5 years ago. It's been such a journey, a wonderful journey. Thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to serve you, my beautiful and amazing beloved soul. And I'm super, super happy that you're on this planet with me and that we got so much love to give this earth. Thank you.
I sing with you too. I sing with you. All right. Thank you so much. Blessings, blessings. Thank you for the healing. I love you so much. Love and peace to you and to everyone that's listening today. Many blessings and love.
I love you, darling. I'm so excited for all the amazing changes that are taking place right now in your business and all in your life right now.
Thank you so much. That was a boost. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for the badge, Nat. I really appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for that sweet badge. Oh my goodness, the love, it just keeps coming and coming, go. The love, it just keeps coming and coming from Source and God. Yes, divine, 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 divine love, divine love. Thank you, Justifier. Yes, divine, 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 divine love, divine love. I'm so happy that we have so much love. I'm so happy that we have so much love. I'm so happy that we have so much love. Divine love, divine love, yes. Divine love, divine love, divine love, divine love, yes. Divine love, divine love, divine love, divine love. Yeah, I just love to sing and have fun and play, and I would love to do that. That would be wonderful. Swaying with the angels. That's it. That's how you do it. That's what you see what's happening in my body right now. Yes, because I'm so godly inspired by love and God's love. And that's, oh, it's just so amazing. And so much of it. It's like, oh, every day I'm like opening up my energy to receive more of it. I'm like, oh, so good. So good. So good. Okay, my darlings. All right, darlings, my sweet darlings. I want to do more healings, but I have things to do and I have to be with my wife now. But I'm so happy we had this wonderful time together. And again, if you want to get more beautiful activations such as these, please join the Lit Vibe Meditation app. It's only 25 bucks to subscribe monthly so you can have all these powerful, amazing activations and hacks and connect with the most beautiful, loving, resourceful community that is helping and supporting and shifting and lifting each other one day at a time. And for those of you who are already on, I love you, family. It's been so much fun being a part of this amazing journey, and it's just going to get better and better and better and better and better. And every day we're getting better and better and better and better. So again, it's been wonderful. I was having visions come up during your last healing. Does it amplify this? Of course it does. And I love you all so much. And I look forward to seeing you on the Lit Vibe meditation app, because that's where I'm going to be spending most of my time. I'll be doing lives here once in a while. But I will be doing most of my time on the Lit Vibe meditation app. You can write me there if you have any questions. And I look forward to seeing you all soon again. I love you. Amala Ashe. Mwah. Your crown is hurting. That means you're opening up areas where you've had fear of opening up. You had blockages. That's what that means. So I will see you again and we'll do it again. And next time you'll probably get chosen. That's, I don't know who's going to get chosen. I just know when spirit tells me to hit it, and that's where I do it. So again, I love you. Hawaiian Paradise Mahalo. Aloha nui loa. Anyway, love you. Mwah. I love you. 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 Yay! Okay, darling. Hot hands means your powers are opening. It means you have a lot of powerful healing energies and spirits are opening up those hand chakras, which are allowing you to access those gifts and those abilities. Again, I love you, darlings. Mwah. Bye.